this guy for years who always flown those Trump flags. Well, nah, he turned them upside down because Trump is farmers. Look at this. I hope he all up, man. This is between coming from Helena and going to Little Rock, and now all of a sudden his Trump 2024 flag is flying upside down. He had to pay a lot of money for that, man. They put that flagpole there, and for years he's always flown the Trump flags. And Trump from 2016 and to 2020, and now Trump's 2028, and now now it's upside down and half mast. I hope his whole farm. I hope he destroys them with his terrorists and like he's farmer. Well, good for you, sir. I guess you found out, huh?
I need your help to save my farm and many other farms. I wanted to give you guys an update on what we figured out with our contract through NRCS. So to give you some backstory, if you haven't watched the previous video, please go out, watch that previous video I've got on there. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. So the reason that they're not able to hold up the contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding through the Inflation Reduction Act, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward. But the issue I have is I've already done a bunch of the work, already paid for the material, already paid for the labor, so I'm out all that cost, and I use my farm operating expenses in order to do those projects, because per contract, I knew that I was going to get cost sharing refunds on the stuff once completed, but now that it's completed, they're saying that they're unable to provide the funds because of the freeze on the Inflation Reduction Act funds.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so I came across these farmers for Trump who were everywhere on my FYP crying and asking for help after they have voted against their own interests. So first it was this Trump supporter who was everywhere putting up the whole MAGA flag in his farm, and right now he's turned it upside down because everything has turned haywire and he couldn't control it anymore than to express it, right? Then you have this other one who this guy has, he voted for Trump. He said he didn't see the TikTok, did not show him anything about the Democrats or anything, all these policies and all that. And now he's about to lose his farm and he's asking for help. This is somebody who applied for grants during the other administration and got it. He has not been given the money, but he has been approved, and right now he can no longer get it because the present administration has ended any grant coming from the government. Well, I have some clips which I'm just going to let roll. Then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch, then we come back with our commentary.
So I reached out to a couple different senators and Congress people. So I reached out to Ann Wagner's office. I have not heard back from them. I reached out to Josh Hawley's office. I have heard back from him, not from him personally, but from his office. And they are looking into it because they said that this should not be happening. The intention was not to take away the funding from the farmers, but doing the Inflation Reduction Act, cutting those costs, then it's also taken away from the programs that those programs helped out. So it's in the works, but what I need from you guys is if you could please share this, tag your representatives, tag your senators. I need to get some ground on this because I'm not the only one this is affecting. So there are other farmers in the comments saying that they're in the same boat that I'm in because they signed these contracts, and the contracts, so whenever I looked into the contract, I made sure that that funding was set aside. It wasn't funding that, oh, we hope it's there whenever it's done. I made sure that that funding was set aside so that way before I made these business decisions, I knew that funding was there per contract. So they're backing out on the contract because they don't have the funding. They can't release the funds. So please tag the representatives. Please tag the senators. I need to get some ground on this. We need to help me and other farmers out. We've got to get this funding paid out. I don't care if they don't do it in the future. The problem is there was contracts in place. Multiple farms made business decisions, and multiple farms are going to sink if we don't get traction on this and get those funds unfrozen.
Dairy farmers in Wisconsin are being decimated. The dairy industry is tanking. And why? I mean, we've all heard these Trump NZs screaming from the rooftops, oh, the tariffs that Canada were imposing on their milk, on their dairy, was over the top, it was extreme. Well, it's because of, they have healthy cows and they look after their animals, right? That's why they've got a premium on their milk. But here's the funny thing, the dairy farmers in Wisconsin, 40% of their milk or their dairy industry is exported. And guess where it's exported to? Mexico and Canada. Well, what do you know? So now the retaliatory tariffs are now impacting them as well. I'll tell you what, man. I can't make this shit up. Go MAGA.
Somehow, I think everyone will be touched somehow, facing all of this whole tariff thing that is being reciprocated to other countries according to the MAGA word. They keep saying, oh, he's reciprocating tariffs back to countries that have tariffed the US already. And now that you're going to be buying your dairy on a very high price, aside that, farmers can no longer export all of these things because they need to make more money, right? So instead of these countries to buy from the US, they might end up looking for other countries that did not give them such high tariff and buy from, in order for their citizens to not pay a lot of money, right, on a particular product. But no, MAGAs do not always think about all of this or make their researches before, making their decision. And right now, farmers are finding out these same people came out en masse to vote for the current administration, and now they are part of the people who are facing this whole issue of tariff and all that. Aside that, the whole mass deportation, you guys. For everyone who voted for this, I hope you are okay right now, especially for farmers who are currently finding out that they made a huge mistake in the first place voting for the orange man. Now, as the farmers are finding out, the price of food will go up, the price of normal consumables that comes from the farm will go up. Okay, not only that, even the tariff is going to affect them in so many ways, in sales and of course in the crops that they use to even plant to get whatever thing that they produce in the US.
I want to focus this body's attention on our nation's farmers and ranchers who seem to be getting punched day after day, week after week by the Trump-Musk oligarchy. Whether it's their harmful tariffs that hurt our soy and corn farmers, canceling and freezing more than $1 billion in funding for schools and food banks to purchase food from local farmers, or halting reimbursement and contract payments that our farmers are already owed, the senator from New Jersey and I are both working together to undo some of the most harmful impacts of these disastrous decisions, including joining forces on to push his Honor Farmer Contracts Act forward. We're also starting to hear reports from farmers about just how damaging the Musk-Trump dismantling of USAID is. Jobs and businesses right here in America. For example, I don't know if the senator has heard, but in North Carolina, they had $2.2 billion in USAID awards, including for 27 large-scale farmers who were fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance, and 4 universities who were receiving agricultural research funding. More than 300 North Carolina workers have lost their jobs as a result of this freeze. In Georgia, they had over $389 million in USAID awards, including 9 large-scale farmers fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance and 6 universities receiving agricultural research funding. Arkansas had over $210 million in USAID awards, including purchases of rice, grain, and beans from our farmers. Florida has lost $91 million in USAID awards, including $38 million to the University of Florida to improve livestock productivity and food security in developing countries. Texas lost over $48 million in USAID awards, including 9 large-scale farmers fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance and 8 universities receiving agricultural research funding. The list goes on and on.
As of right now, the thing that pisses me off the most, Agriculture Secretary Brooks Rollins sits on live TV on Fox News with the stock market crashing next to her face in real time, saying, we're just really, really grateful for Donald Trump in this. The interviewer asks, well, what is this going to do to America's farmers? And her answer is, we'll see. This is level of propaganda and complicitness that is so unacceptable. I've never been so upset at how many people are allowing the dumbest man in the world to continue to make bad decisions and to have their stance be, we'll see. I don't know. Gosh, golly, this 80-year-old man thinks it'll work. Who cares? Who cares what this man thinks? Do something for American people. Give a shit about us for once. Not we'll see propaganda.
To think that some of these farmers might have to sell their farms to the highest bidder, which happen to be the rich people in the society, right? These guys might end up coming to buy, big corporations might end up coming to buy these farms from these guys who have spent years of toiling. Their grandfathers, great grandfathers have spent years toiling in their farms, and right now they're about to lose this farm just because of one person's mistake, because they decided to vote for Breeze instead of voting for somebody who has, potentials. They didn't check out, to know what this person has to offer. They keep saying, oh, she doesn't have plans. Oh, she doesn't have plans. And even when this woman had told them that my plans are better than this person's, we have been reviewed by different economists in the world, and yet some of them didn't listen to her. And now that the leopard is eating their faces, they are regretting. I wish we would have listened to Kamala and maybe voted for her. She will keep our grants. She will keep our health care, especially Obamacare. And now that all of these things are not, and yes, she would have also kept the undocumented migrants, probably look for a way for them to get documented. But right now, things have turned upside down and they are regretting. Well, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Please do well to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.